YouTube, howdy freaking do. I know, it's been a while. This month has been a weird one. All sorts of weird. Obviously, I've updated you guys on a lot of things. We have the problems with the snakes. I sold a snake, 2 snakes, to some guy. We'll go into that in further detail. Some weird stuff happened with that. Not good. Okay. My shop. All sorts of stuff happened there. Slowly over the last, 6, 7, 8 months, everything's been crazy at the shop. That is coming to an end also. It's been a lot. It's been a lot of things. A lot of things, man. And, being on here every day and talking on camera and stuff, it's not always the easiest thing, especially when you're down, you're stressed out, and you're going through stuff. And putting out videos like this is part of my job. It's part of the gig. It's part of the career. It's part of YouTube. It's part of life. Being an influencer, a creator, a tattooer. That's what I am. I'm a tattooer. I don't consider myself an influencer, a creator, or anything like that. I'm just some dude that plays with snakes and draws pictures for a living, and then I make videos about it and share it with you guys because you guys seem to like it for some reason. That's literally it. I don't think that I'm not above nobody. I'm a regular ass dude, okay? I'm nothing special. Regular guy. Dealing with regular problems. Dealing with the same problems you guys are dealing with. I'm just like you guys. I'm just behind a camera and letting you guys know about my life and about personal things that other people wouldn't share with the world. I share it with the world, okay? I try to keep everything very transparent. I know I'm driving. My seatbelt is tucked on I can't hold my arm up and have the seatbelt on, so my seatbelt is wrapped around my waist, okay? I promise. Don't yell at me. Listen. I deal with venomous snakes and alligators and crocodiles and all sorts of crazy things. The smallest thing you should be concerned about right now is whether or not I'm wearing my seatbelt, okay? So let's move on and talk about some more important things, because today is not a video that I wanted to put out. I did not ever want to make a video like this. Blows my mind I have to do it. It's one of those things that makes me want to literally sell all of my animals, sell all the enclosures, literally put my property back to how it was when I moved there, and buy a condo on the beach and just have my boat in the backyard and just go do boat videos every day and not have to worry about taking care of animals and making sure things are healthy and you keep on top of it, everything's medicated. There's a lot of things. It's a lot of work, dude. It's a lot of work. Obviously, I've been doing it forever. It's nothing I'm not used to, but things like this happens, especially when you keep a larger amount of animals. It's inevitable. Things happen. Things get sick. Things die. Weird stuff happens. You get scares. And that's exactly what's been going on. And it's been tough. So, we're almost back home right now. We're going to sit down. We're going to talk about everything. I'm going to tell you guys exactly what the heck has been going on, because I was very vague in my video last time. I didn't really give a whole lot of information. I didn't tell you guys what we were testing for. I gave a lot of clues, and a lot of you figured it out. But I didn't say exactly what it was. But we're about to get into it and talk about all the things. Let's go. And not only have I been, dealing with the snake stuff, dealing with the shop stuff, but every other second of every day that I have of free time that is not spent with my daughter is being spent on this alligator enclosure right here. And I want to show you. I really do. But I haven't put that video out yet. I've been working on another alligator enclosure build video, but we're not done. I still have a lot more stuff to do. I want to show you guys the progress of this thing. It's sick. It's literally, it looks great. I'll give you guys a sneak peek real quick. Ready? Well, that's all you're gonna see. Just a couple seconds. All right. You gotta stay tuned for that video. It's really awesome. I'm super pumped. Everything it's gonna be great. It's gonna look beautiful. Supernatural plants, beautiful South Florida Everglades-y theme. It's gonna be sick. All right, so we're walking, just checking on the animals real quick. Let's go into the snake room. And it's time to do this. I got the results in, but we're going to talk about everything for a bit. And then we're going to go over this email with all the test results on it. And yeah, dude, I'm honestly extremely nervous. Everything is looking good in here. Me and Brandon were just in here the other day. I was tattooing. Brandon came in here, took care of a bunch of water bowls and cleaned. Did some cleaning up in here and getting everything looking right. We have not been in here. I mean, we're in here every day, all the time, checking on the animals. But like, as far as like handling goes, having people over, like doing tours, all of that stuff has been put to a halt. I've let a couple friends come in here, but I haven't let anybody touch anything because I've been terrified. Okay, even Chandler came over the other day, and I didn't even want Chandler. I literally told Chandler, I was like, listen, I don't even want to go in there, and Chandler understood too. Chandler was like, I don't want to go in there either. But like, it's scary. It's like the AIDS of snakes. Like, it is not good. So let's just get into it. I'm gonna tell you guys what happened, how it happened. I'm gonna be as transparent as possible. Just let you know. Just gonna let you guys know exactly what the heck went on. So those Green Barons racers. Remember the Green Barons racers that I had? I had them for a while. I had them for years. I kept them outside at the Boca House in an outdoor enclosure. And then I kept them outside here for probably the first year that I lived here, also in an outdoor enclosure. Then they were moved indoors. They were put in a rack with a couple other random colubrids, like the hognose snakes and a couple other little colubrids that I had. All right? Like a bunch of little random things, like the bull snakes, a bunch of random stuff. Anyways, so I didn't think anything of it. I don't bring in a bunch of wild caught stuff ever. I don't have other people's snakes from other collections. It's very rare that I get, obviously I get some new snakes sometimes, but it is very rare. It's only a couple times a year, especially these days. I've been kind of pumping the brakes on getting new snakes, and I've been just focusing on upgrading enclosures, husbandry, and all that other stuff. Now we're really cracking down, and we're going to start using gloves on everything and just being more on top of our cross-contamination protocol. That is what we're going to change soon, especially after this scare. So, sold these snakes to this guy. He brought them into his collection. He put them into quarantine. Okay, obviously he got them from, even though he got them from me, thank God he put them in quarantine. Even though he got them from me, obviously I'm, a good person to get snakes from, take care of all my stuff. Everything is very clean, or was very clean to my knowledge. I still gotta look at these test results. But anyways, he sent me an email saying that he tested both of the snakes, and they both tested positive for Cryptosporidium serpentis. Now, what is crypto? For those of you that don't know, obviously crypto, yeah, the money stuff. No, I'm not talking about the good kind of crypto. I'm talking about the bad kind of crypto. So crypto is a protozoan parasite that is just absolutely devastating to reptiles. Devastating. And there's actually thousands of species of crypto for all sorts of various animals. Now, Cryptoserpentis is literally specific towards snakes. Generally, pythons and boas, some colubrids, and honestly, oddly enough, it's very common in hognose snakes. For some reason, hognose end up being the carriers of it a lot of the time. Come to find out, okay? I've done lots of research over the last month and a half. I've talked to a lot of vets, a lot of people that have dealt with it before, and it's a devastating parasite. So what does this do? It literally can enter your animal through all sorts of different ways. It's mainly fecal to oral, okay? So say you have a dirty snake and that fecal matter, whether it's the same scrubber that you wash your bowls with, the same sink, the same tools, the same whatever, the same dustpan, whatever it is. You have poop that is contaminated, it gets onto something, the other snake ingests it somehow. Now, boom. Now they have all these little organisms in them that morph into the final stage of crypto, which is almost like a football-shaped animal that lives inside either the large intestines or the small intestines of your animal. Okay, it is most popular in the large intestines, the gastro version when it comes with your snakes. Okay, lizards, it's small intestines. It's not it acts different in different species. So in snakes, you get a lot of regurgitation. You get mid body swelling. You get rapid weight loss. It's weird. Like you have like your snakes normally eat, but they regurgitate their meals. And the rest of their body, they kind of lose weight very fast, and it almost looks like they'll be skinny throughout their body. And then I'll try to put some Google pictures in him so you can have some examples as well. I'm trying to make this as informal as I possibly can, so that way you guys are informed and know what to look out for, and not to have this in your collection, because I've been terrified. Like I said, like I've literally been I'm not even kidding, I've been super depressed contemplating on selling all of my animals, my property, and like moving. That's how serious this is, and that's how I've been taking it. It's been literally like shattering to me. Um, it's very, very contagious. It is a very intense parasite. It is extremely aggressive. It is not treatable, and you literally have to euthanize your snakes. So, like I was telling you before, this guy reached out. He got those Barons racers from me, and then he emailed me. And at first, I thought it was maybe this guy's trying to mess with me or something, or like maybe he's trying to I don't know. I just didn't know what his motive was. Maybe he wanted his money back, but he didn't even ask for his money back or anything like that. He was just like, "Hey, dude, reaching out to you." He sent me the test results, and both of the Barons racers tested positive for crypto, which is terrifying because the Barons racers were in this room for a little bit of time. Obviously they were in the rack, kind of away from everything. Thank God. We didn't really handle them too much because they're Barons racers. They're a boreal snake, so it's like my Insularis and my Mangshans. I handle them sometimes, but they're kind of crazy arboreal snakes. They're super fast. They're bitey. Same thing with the Barons. So I didn't really handle them a whole lot. Thank God, because if I did handle them all the time, I probably would have cross-contaminated more things. I definitely cross-contaminated some things, but hopefully, thank God, hopefully I'm still clean enough, and we still sanitize things enough in here that we don't have a crazy spread, which we'll find out at the end of this video when we go over the test results. But yeah, it's a freaking scary thing. Not only do they have all these regurgitations, they get skinny. They can literally look healthy for months, even years. They can be positive with crypto and not show any symptoms at all, which is what exactly happened with this Barons. Those Barons were super healthy. Those Barons never skipped a meal. They never regurgitated. They were great weight, beautiful snakes. Like, they were awesome. I would have never have thought anything of it. Even my whole collection, all my snakes, not collection. I hate saying collection, but you guys know what I mean. I'm old school. That's what we used to say back in the day. But still, it's terrifying. To have something like this compromise your collection is terrifying. I have my albino gaboons that are some of my most expensive snakes. They're some of the most rarest snakes in the country. My gabinos, my Kilo, Gabby, there's a bunch of snakes, Rusty, that I love like my children. They're my reptile children. I love them just like, obviously I love my daughter more than anything in the world, but dude, my snakes are me, man. My snakes make me. My snakes have been such a huge part of my life, most of my life. It would be devastating to lose them or have to even think about not doing this anymore. It's very sad, and it's crazy. The only real ways to diagnose this stuff is PCR testing. Very, very accurate testing. PCR testing is done with a cloacal swab, whether you swab their fecal matter or you literally take the swab, you put it right in the cloaca, you mix it around a little bit, and then you get your results that way. The best way to do it is a biopsy of the intestinal wall, but that requires your animal to be deceased already, and then you have to obviously do a biopsy, remove it, and then do a biopsy inside the stomach when your snake is already deceased. which obviously is not the case. We can't be killing snakes and testing things over here. And you know, the reason why it is such a dangerous, unforgiving disease and parasite, because it is untreatable. Now, there are a few things like oil of oregano and a couple other things that have been known to possibly treat it and possibly eradicate it, but it's not like an actual known thing. And even as far as cross-contamination goes and sterilizing everything, come to find out, bleach and chlorhexidine doesn't do anything for it at all. It doesn't kill it at all. So, like, literally, you need to be using hydrogen peroxide regularly, taking all of the substrate out of these enclosures and perfectly cleaning them, scrubbing the bowls, letting them sit in hydrogen peroxide for 20 minutes, spraying down the enclosures, nice hard surfaces, nothing porous. Anything porous needs to be thrown out because it's compromised. There's no way you're going to be able to actually clean and sterilize something that is porous. So literally all that stuff has to be thrown away, and that's what we did. We threw away all the wood, all the hide boxes that weren't plastic or PVC. We threw all that stuff out. Everything's on paper towels right now, so we can really monitor their poop, how it looks, how they're acting, all that stuff. They can't hide, they can't do anything. We're literally coming here every day, and I observe their behaviors. I observe how their poop looks. I look in their water bowls. I make sure I'm not seeing any weird things in there. And so far, so good. All my animals seem to be extremely healthy. So at least I have that looking forward. And with that said, treatment is almost non-existent. Treatment is euthanizing them. Like I said, this guy didn't reach out to me to get his money back. He reached out to me because there's something possibly horrible in my collection that is compromising all of my snakes. And if these test results come back with multiple positive results, unfortunately all those snakes have to be put down. Which is just an awful thing to think about. So, you know, I talked to a lot of people when I got this email, and, you know, a few of them were like, oh, this guy's kicking your tires. And I really just was, he wasn't trying to kick my tires. He was literally just letting me know what's up. He wasn't trying to get his money back or being difficult or anything. He was super respectful and just letting me know what happened. And I greatly appreciate it, honestly, because I wouldn't have known. And, you know, nobody tests for this stuff, really. Like, dude, I talked to Chandler, I talked to Justin, talked to freaking all my friends with snakes. Nobody gets their animals and tests them until things start going wrong. Obviously, if multiple things started dying in here, and I was having symptoms of the same things with all the snakes that were dying, yeah. But it's not the case. You know, I've had deaths over the last couple years in here, mostly from old age. And then a few other just random things like cancer and like the Gila monster that was at Chandler's, my banded snouted, like a bunch of things were just like kind of old. The female Eastern Diamondback that passed away, you know, was never really a great eater from the get-go. They're really hard to eat, and, you know, sometimes these snakes are so inbred that, you know, they just have weird complications. That's this a line breeding thing. You know, you can have snakes that are, you know, appear super healthy, but they've been just so inbred that they have all these like internal problems that you don't really get to see, because that's the truth of the matter. A lot of people don't have unrelated pairs. You know, they just literally breed things. They have characteristic traits that they like and colors that they like, and they just breed them with the next thing that's related, you know, and then you have all these weird complications that happen. It's how the industry is. It's how all these ball python morphs get. It's how all the freaking hognose morphs get. It's just, you know, sometimes you have a bad batch where literally, like, we literally had hognose snakes that were born that, like, just didn't make it. Like, they were eating and everything, and they would just, like, eat, and then they would die. Like, it was just, they just genetically weren't well off. And that's scary. So, I need to look at this email. I need to look real quick and figure this out. We tried testing all of the snakes. Some of the snakes we couldn't get samples from, whether they were just not being cooperating. I mean, I showed you guys. I stopped that one video. I think we did like 22 samples, And then I almost got bit by that gabino. Like, literally. I'm going to make a short about it, and I'll put a little clip in this video again. But, like, I came way too close doing that. Just testing animals, bagging them, unbagging them, sexing them. Anytime you have to do something abrasive like that to an animal, they get very upset. And that gabino did not want me to touch her that day, and she was being in rare form. She did a backwards strike. Bitis are one of the only animals that literally they can go an upside down backwards strike. They could have their head pointed that way looking at the camera, and they will literally do a upside down backwards strike, which is exactly what the gabino did. It's very scary. Oh my god! It's a Bitis thing though. So let's stop avoiding the inevitable, and let's take a look at this email. And like I said, we tested most of the snakes. All the snakes are around each other, by each other. So even, testing 21, 22 out of my 40 snakes, will give us a very good idea of what was compromised and what wasn't compromised. Obviously, if something comes positive over here, chances are everything in this rack is positive. Chances are, that rack, if one thing is positive there, chances are everything else is compromised. Same thing over here. Like, if the rattlesnakes have it, that section. If the mangs have it, this section. Like, if Kilo has it, Gabby has it, the falsies have it. I'm pretty sure all these guys were tested. Most of the stuff were tested. The albinos, they were tested. The gabinos, except for the one. Everything else. The puff, the eastern, things that we put together all the time. And we do cross-contaminate because they're species that are alike, Sometimes we put them together when we're cleaning. We'll know. So let's go ahead and check this out. All right, so before we go into this, so I went through, it's called Research Associates Laboratory Incorporated. It is in Allen, Texas. They are a very, very highly recommended lab. They're a lab that literally they will test for everything. There's a whole bunch of lists of tests you can choose from. The bads, I tested everything for crypto, obviously. I didn't bother testing for paramyxo or any of that other stuff. I'm not having symptoms in any of that, so that is non-existent in here. But even if it were, I have a really good vet connection now who is going to give me. We've been treating everything once a month or so with Flagyl and Panicure, but now that I have everything on newspaper, we're going to do another round now that all this crap has happened. We're literally going to treat every animal in here with Flagyl and Panicure. It's going to take about a month to go through the process, but we're going to do that also just to make sure everything is great in here, all right? So I got the email right here. Results are at the bottom. This PDF file. Let's let me turn that. I don't know how to, I'm not going to do that. I'm not a fancy freaking tech guy, so I'm just going to show you on my phone, okay? I don't know how to put it in this. I do know how to put it in the video, but it's a pain in the butt. We're just going to do it like this. All right. So here we go. Research Labs Associates. You can see this first test is the monocled cobra. So this is Kilo. Kilo's negative. Oh, man, that's awesome. Next one, we have one of the hognose, negative. Now, all the hognose we tested just to make 100% because apparently that is one of the snakes that they kind of thrive in. We've got another hognose, it's negative. Got another hognose, negative. Oh man, so far so good. Okay, so we got what? Batman, negative. That's awesome. Woo, my heart is racing, guys. Puff Adder, negative. Okay. Yellowtail Crebo. Remember in the video, I told you these guys are wild caught. They came from Kevin McCurley. Hopefully they were treated and all that stuff, even though you can't really treat for this, but they've been treated for everything else. Those are negative. That's awesome. That's great. I was honestly very concerned because those are some of the snakes that I've recently brought in. So I don't know where the hell it could have came from. We got a... All right, here we go. We got an albino gaboon. Oh my god, negative. Thank Jesus, dude. So if that one's negative, the other one is negative as well. We got the Copperhead Penny. That was in the rack. So she's been in the. I guess no, she was in a vision cage for a very long time. She's actually back in a vision, but she was in the rack for a little bit. I don't think she was in the rack when we had the Barons racers. So she's negative. That's good. I didn't know where she even came from. Blackhead Python negative. That's awesome. So those in the indigos are negative too, because I did test the indigos. We got a Gabino right here, negative. Awesome. Batwing, Robin, negative. That's what's up. All right. Gabino, another Gabino, negative. Albinos are negative. Oh my god, this is a positive. What the heck is this? Oh, hognose. Of course, dude. What the freaking crap? This hognose. All right, so this hognose, number 8? So this is a toffee hognose that I got from somebody a very long time ago. He's actually in that rack right there. He's like the third one up. So that snake is positive. That is not cool. God dang it, dude. All right, we got a positive in here. What the heck, man? Oh, fingers crossed. Yellowtail Crebo, negative. Indigo snake, negative. Thank God, dude. Hognose snake, negative. Gabino, negative. Wrinkles, got that from Dingo. It was wild caught. It is negative. Holy crap, thank God. Blackhead Python, the other one, negative. Ball python, my daughter's ball python. So this snake was in the rack and I wanted to test it because I really want to make a cage for this. So that ball python was in the rack too. I'm not sure if it was in the rack at the same time as the Barons though. But thank God that snake isn't positive because I've had this enclosure that this company sent me a few months ago. I have not set up or made a video with yet because I want to put the ball python in the house for my daughter. I've just been so freaking scared to move anything inside. I don't want to spread anything. But, dude, huge relief. Holy crap. My heart is literally beating out of my chest still. Even though those were great results. Great results. Thank God, dude. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Great results. One thing is positive. But honestly, I still have a few hognose snakes left. I think I'm going to move them. Obviously, my hognose snakes, they're not venomous. They're mildly venomous. Can't really hurt anybody. I might move my hognose snakes inside. I have a bunch of empty racks. So maybe I'm going to have to euthanize the positive one. That is for sure. I'll euthanize the positive one. And then the other couple adults, like Sunflower and stuff. I love Sunflower. Sunflower is one of my favorite snakes. She's a beautiful hognose snake. She's had many viral videos with her. She's a beautiful snake. I don't want to euthanize Sunflower. She came back negative. So I'm going to hope that she stays negative. But everything in these racks, I think I just might. It's only 4 or 5 snakes. I might move them into my house. I have my office in my house. Yeah, I think my best bet would be I'm going to move them into the room, get them away from stuff in here, and I'm going to retest them. Maybe in like a month or so, I'll send out some more tests. I'll get some better fecal samples. There's a few things that I was reading that says that, doing a couple tests is always good. There's always false positives and false negatives sometimes. You really need to it's best to test a couple times. Just to be really sure, especially something this serious, especially if it's, obviously I plan on breeding more snakes in the future. I want to breed those Insularis again. I love the Insularis. I want to breed my albino baboons. Obviously I want to breed my blackhead pythons. I want to breed my Gabinos. I want to breed the Gilas and Beateds. The Mangs eventually, if I could figure that out, would be great. There's things that I would like to breed in my lavender false water cobras. There's some things in here that I definitely would like to reproduce and get out to you guys. I bred a couple of different species a couple years ago, got them out. It was great. So I want to make sure everything is 100% for you guys. I definitely don't want to be the reason why your collection is compromised or anything like that. It would just be a mess that I just don't want to deal with. But yeah, guys, that's it. I have to euthanize these snakes. I'm not going to do it in this video. I'm going to separate them right now, and I'm going to take care of it. And it's going to be sad. It's going to be very upsetting. But I got to do what I have to do. And unfortunately, this is the reality of the situation right now. We got great test results back. Great. I definitely feel very relieved, and hopefully I will start sleeping better at night, because it's literally been weighing on me. I mean, especially working on my alligator enclosure every day. Like, I'm working so hard on this property. I'm trying my hardest to just grind and keep my head on straight and just work and make money and build things and fix things and get things in order so you guys can finally come do tours here. You know, getting rid of my shop. I'm making the moves that I have to do to really take the next step here at Ryder's Ranch. So thinking that all my snakes could have been compromised was really a really huge kick when I'm already down. You know, it's not easy. It's very stressful. I get depressed all the time, man. But we got good test results back. That's the main thing right now. So stay tuned, guys. Crap, man. Now that I got these results back, I definitely feel better about making videos and being back in here again. It's been really bad. Like, I've been sad. Like, every day I'm like, yeah, I need to make a snake arm video. But we've been in here maintenance things, cleaning and feeding and doing all that stuff like normal. But I just haven't really cared to film in here because it's been breaking my heart. It's been very upsetting. So I do feel a little bit better. Still a little bit on the scared side for some things on that rack. But, I mean, we tested everything, but I think we got a really good window of what's going on right now. I've talked to Kevin so many times. He tells me not to worry every time I talk to him. I'm trying not to, but it's obviously something you have to be worried about. Whew! Don't forget to get new merch, guys. Go buy some merch. It enters you in anything that you buy on the website. The more you spend, the more entries you get. All right, we're going to make this one awesome. I really appreciate the support. Really appreciate you guys reaching out and buying merch. It really helps out a lot over here. You know, that is what small businesses really need to do to kind of like make money these days, is, you know, doing merch and stuff, which I haven't done in a while. So now I'm getting back into the swing of things. I'm going to start doing more paintings. I'm going to start doing more t-shirt designs and, you know, really hit the ground running with that again. So there you go, guys. The video everybody's been waiting for the last month or so. Negative. Most things. We got a couple positive things. One positive thing. One. All right? Got to euthanize it. We're going to move everything else out. We're going to quarantine. We're going to stay on top of it as we're going to literally stay on top of things as humanly possible. We're going to literally work on cross-contaminating and all that stuff and make sure we keep everything insanely clean over here. No more funny business. All right. Oh, happy weekend, guys. I hope this video shed some light. Now you guys know the severity of this. Very, very, very serious. So go get your snakes tested. Make sure you observe them. Make sure everything is good. Make sure you got no funny business going on. Your snakes are super healthy. Nobody's regurgitating. Nobody's getting skinny. Nobody has football-like shapes in the middle of their body. You should be good. All right? You guys watch this channel all the time. Make sure you're subscribed. Go hit that notification button. Make sure you don't miss any videos. Go like this video. Leave a comment down below. Even if it's just a nice little comment for your boy. Lift up my spirits a little bit, you know.